We've talked about our brother a few times now. It's time to talk about him
It's
again.
like an ongoing series now.
There was this one time, dude. And I mean, you tell this better, but we've talked about in previous videos where he puts up this facade,
Yeah.
and I don't know for who, because it pleases no one.
Yep.
I don't understand, man. He did his whole life with country music. Oh, I'm the biggest country fan.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's like a rock fan.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's a fucking belting out Vicente Fernandez at parties.
That was damn.
Everybody's chagrin.
That was horrible.
It's like he pretends to be for people.
Yeah.
Like I remember, this is gonna shock you, maybe. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but there was a time where he was comic book guy.
Yeah, see that? Yeah, I can't even imagine.
It's
that.
actually the reason I started reading comic books, because I was like, oh, what the fuck, comic books? This is cool, right? Then I bought some comics, and I was like, hey, check these out, dude. And he was like, oh, those fucking things suck. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, like 2 weeks ago, you were like immersed, sucking off comics left and right.
Sucking off Stanley's corpse.
It was weird. But anyway, one thing I know for damn sure he pretends to like is sports.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So look, there was one time that he comes over and he's ignored thoroughly by everyone because he sucks.
Yeah.
And the game was on.
Yeah.
What game? Who cares? It sucks.
He pretends to be a fan of damn boys.
Yeah, he pretends to be a Cowboys fan, like
Everyone on Earth.
Everyone on Earth. Say, come on, let's face it, they suck. But the point is, he's sitting there in but unlike fans, actual fans that still like him though they suck, he doesn't like sports, dude.
Yeah.
That's just the long and short of it. Anyway, he's sitting there watching the game on like a fucking TV on a chair or some shit.
And then it's kind of like everybody's in the kitchen because they don't want to interact, basically.
Right.
So he's kind of doing that thing where you want someone to be there, so you're projecting. You're making it seem like it's something cool is happening. Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
first down?
Yeah, no, well, don't ruin the punchline here, what you just did.
Yeah.
Look, we didn't know shit about sports, so we had to ask, or football, really. We had to ask Guardian, and we're like, is there a reason to celebrate a first down? And he's like, no, not really. I mean, there's really no circumstance where I see anybody going, yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? Because first down happens, and again, he's there drunken, like slouched in his chair, watching on this uncomfortably positioned TV, and the first down happened, I guess, or a first down. I don't know how many fucking first downs there can be. 50?
Yeah.
And are they all first? Is this the 50th? Whatever. A first down happens, and he's like, oh, first down!
It's like,
even then, not knowing shit about football, I was like,
that's a thing that happened.
why did he just celebrate that? I don't get that. And then he would do that randomly for nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, just shit would happen. Be like, it's not even words anymore.
It's like an ape.
Tunk. Oh, cool.
Like,
the Chonchenko that just happened? That's a pretty cool moment when that happens, guy.
My favorite part of that, though, was after the 1 billion. we walk. I go in to take a piss, and he's asleep.
Yeah,
He's
man.
like,
Didn't even get through the fucking thing.
come on, dude. You're first downing right now. Damn.
I remember this one time, man, when I was a kid. He used to take me to concerts a lot with him.
Yeah.
Which was weird because he was going out with his ex-wife at the time.
Yeah.
And I would be like third wheeling all the time. I don't understand why.
Beans. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It was bizarre. So look, I have an excuse. By the way, you're just punching up these punchlines to bloody pounds.
I didn't know.
Anyway, he takes me on the third wheel date again, and we go to see what was it? I forgot. It was some bullshit movie. Oh yeah. It was Wayne's World 2. And first of all, again, I'm like 8 years old at the time. I'm a kid.
Yeah.
He just leaves me in the theater alone. Fine, you're with your girlfriend. I was already sitting, a few rows in front of him to give him their space. Because even I was like, they need space.
Yeah, that's a thing.
He was like, oh, sit with us. I was like, serious, dude? I'm like, I'm pretty sure your girl wants time with you alone. Although now that I know him more, I'm like, probably didn't.
Yeah.
Probably her idea. Please, can he stay here? Anyway, so I give him their space and whatever. The movie's over and I look over, everybody's gone and he's not there. I'm like, the fuck is this, man? What? So I go out. It takes me about 10 years to find him. 20 at the time. Because, the 10 years it took me to find. No, it took me like 10,000 hours to find him, man. And I'm like, where the hell did you go? And he's like, oh, I didn't like the movie. Fair enough. It's Wayne's World 2. It sucks.
It's not good.
I'm like, yeah, but just left me in there. Fucking licks. And he's like, oh, well, you would have found your way. To where? You're literally like in another parking lot. Anyway, after that, we go to Village Inn, right? Mm. And first of all, Village Inn, come on, man. What is this? 1960s?
That's when you're like slightly fancier than McDonald's, but still cheap as shit.
But still fucking suck.
Yeah.
Anyway, we go to Village Inn, man. Again, I stress, I'm 8 years old, so I have an excuse. I have no tact as an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Anyway, we go to Village Inn. We sit down. You order. It's a waiter situation type of thing. And his girlfriend, ex-wife now, she wouldn't. English wasn't first language. Let's just put it that way. So her English was very stunted at the time. So he has to order for her, but she's like, "No, I'll do it." Because it was probably embarrassing for her. So she's like, "No, I'll do it." And of course, the waiter is only speaking in English, so she does her best, right? And she orders this and that and that, and they ask her what she wants for side dishes, and you have 2 options.
Yeah.
So she goes for whatever. I don't know what the first side dish she asked for. And then the guy goes, how about your second one? And she didn't understand the question.
The concept of the second one.
Yeah, she's Mexican. She was probably just like, oh, one will do me.
Yeah.
So she didn't understand what the guy said, and she was trying to cobble it together. And my idiot brother kind of goes like, well, get something else. That was his explanation. So she, again, probably trying to save face, trying to make sense of this confusing language that she's barely getting the grasp of, turns over to the guy and utters out the dreadful words, especially for a Mexican girl, beans. And dude, she didn't say beans or, oh, I have beans or yo quiero beans or some shit like that. No, she went, beans. It was like the loudest fucking beans of all time, dude.
You can still hear it now.
Yeah, it's echoing throughout time and space. Somewhere, God is like, dude, beans? Serious? Anyway, beans it was, and it could have just been, the waiter was like, all right, beans, and he's professional weird. To his credit.
That was weird, but okay.
Yeah, and my brother could have let it drop. I didn't even react to it. I was like, all right, beans. But when I was younger, and I'm talking again, 8 and younger, there was kind of like a jocular nature between me and him.
Yeah, that's weird.
He would joke a lot,
and
I would think it was funny, so I would joke back. That died right before I got to my teens, by the way. But anyway, there was that kind of weird jocular nature between us. So he looks at me right after she says that, and I lock eyes, and I already know what he's going to do. And at that point, to a kid, it becomes funny.
Yeah.
He opened the door. And he goes, well, waiter left. And he goes, what did you say in Spanish to her? And she didn't even get the word out, dude. And he goes, beans! Yeah. Loud as fuck. It's quiet restaurant.
Yeah.
And he's like fucking laughing his ass off. Yeah. And I'm laughing now.
Pointing.
And we're both like pointing and laughing, basically.
Yeah.
And he keeps on going like a dumb jock or some shit. Beans. This is his girlfriend, dude.
You just had to like give her a wedgie and a noogie.
Yeah, fucking swirly and shit. So she leaves and goes to the restroom. Later, she revealed that she went and cried her eyes out, deservedly so, or rightfully so, I should say, not deservedly. I mean, come on, man. Again, I stress, I didn't know. I was a fucking kid. I thought it was funny. Beans. Yeah. You just made that funny because I didn't think it was funny beforehand, but I'm an idiot kid. Now it's funny. But this moron is going out with this chick, and he's mocking her inability to understand something and then say it in an admittedly caverniculous way. She just needed a club, dude.
Yeah.
And like a fucking saber-toothed tiger hit over the head. Beans! Look, I'm not going to lie. It was bad, but
it's pretty funny. Yeah.
But the point is, he could have been like tactful about it, and he won. He was a complete caca. There's also this one time he broke my nose, basically. Look, he took me to see Batman Mask of the Phantasm, knowing that I love Batman.
You're a Bat fan?
first of all, it was rare for him to just by himself want to do anything for you.
Yeah.
So I was like, really? I'm gonna go see Batman?
A little bat chick?
Now I was young,
Not booty
so I didn't understand the concept between cheap theaters and expensive theaters. Later, I was like, oh, he took me to the cheap theater, so that kind of makes sense. But anyway,
3 cents.
to a kid, it didn't matter. I was going to see Batman, right? So I'm like, hell yeah, let's go see Batman. Shocking that he would do that. That he would see something he doesn't like for your sake. Anyway, we get there. We're looking at the times, and he's like, oh, we got to wait like 2 hours. That's cool. That in itself is shocking. And I'm like, well, is there anything else you want to see? We'll go to that instead. He's like, for real? And I'm like, yeah. So he looks, and he's like, well, I kind of want to see this, but you know, it's rated R. And I'm like, I'm watching rated R movies all day in my head, right? And it was Demolition Man, by the way. So you already know you had me there.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, let's go see Demolition Man. He's like, I don't know, man. It's rated R. What the fuck, man? I'm literally watching Conan the Barbarian all day long.
Watching Toxic Avenger.
Toxic Avenger and shit. So we go see fucking Demolition Man. There's a scene, I don't know if y'all recall, if you've ever seen the movie, where there's a naked chick that accidentally pops up in the video phone.
With a titty.
Little titty action, right?
Yeah.
Well, for some reason, again, I stress, one of my favorite movies as a kid and to date is Conan the Barbarian, a.k.a. Tits and Blood, the movie.
Yeah.
And this titty pops up, and he decides that he's going to censor the tit, his style, right in the old nose.
Yeah.
Fucking blood pouring out. Well, you know what? I braved it, man. I had to watch the end of the demo.
Yeah.
I did.
You had to find out how the shells work.
The shells worked. You scoop it up. The point is, he's a weird cat.
I found out that he has currently has pink eye. So I think
probably fucking eating ass and shit.
Yeah. Stranger ass too.
Yeah, not good ass. It's a stranger ass. I recently talked to his niece. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but
you did.
She was like, well, he's going out with his chick.
That's a thing.
And there was clearly disdain there.
Oh, yeah?
I
don't blame her.
Don't blame her because let's just say he has a history of doing this shit. I remember one time, dude, he showed up. Fucking shit. What was this? He showed up out of the fucking
it was
blue.
One of those, like, what
is this? He showed up out of the blue. You know, nobody was home except for me. What is this situation, right? In fact, I had been at my place, and I was walking over to Mom's, and he was just there, and I was like, hey, what's up? He's like, oh, I'm just here.
All
what?
Right.
So he's like, you want to see something? Mind you, at this point, I'm like 23, 24, something like that. I'm like, all right. He pops the hood of his car. Guess what's in the trunk or in the boot?
Dills.
Dills?
Dildos.
No, not dildos. It's gross.
What?
Thongs. No, I'm just kidding.
Were they reptile?
It was packed to the brim. A trunk packed to the brim with Penthouse, Playboy. What was that? The Hustler.
Yeah.
You know, the big ones. Packed to the brim.
No Buttman, though.
No Buttman, unfortunately. He takes one of them bad boys out, opens the spread, and goes, what do you think about that? I'm like, cool.
You're like, I'm 23, dude.
Yeah, then he closes it up, throws it into the fucking boot, closes it, and that was the conversation. I was like, what is that? Was he like trying to break my fucking like perversity cherry or some shit? I guess. I'm like over here like dumb fucked a million times, and he's like,
I do know that you apparently thought you hadn't boinked. Like
what?
It was with what's her face when she was around.
Uh-huh.
He said that, and I was like, dude, this little freaking dude be laying pipe.
Yeah,
day and night.
Look, I'm not proud of it. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying like this is a point of pride for me. I know it is for some dudes, but I was laying pipe pretty early.
Yeah.
You know, high school days. You know, that's when it started, and the pipe was laid aplenty.
Yeah, it helped that you were a plumber.
It's just you know, that's all. That's my business. You see, no, but I had no idea that he thought that.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man? I mean, he knew I had chicks, so what the fuck?
I don't know.
What do you think I did? Just hang out with him all day?
Yeah.
I mean, that was part of it, but you know what I'm saying? The other part was like boning.
Hardcore.
That's crazy, dude.
Anyway, he's a guy.
He's a fucking guy, dude.
Yeah, he really is.
He's a dude. Anyway.
Reptile.
I don't know what to think about him anymore. Tell us what you think about our brother. Are we being douchebags here? Probably, but the point is, he's a bigger one. In the meantime, hit like, share, subscribe, those notification buttons, because we're outies.
Anchor.